Starting to rain here in Hockenheim, which was not forecast, just as it wasn't forecast to rain yesterday in the AIC. But there we are. Nice surprise. Maybe we'll get some mixed conditions later on, but at the moment it is wet and everybody is on the intermediate tyres. Dave Charlton takes his first pole of his Air Star career. It was his teammate Desiree Wilson who's been on pole twice this season, but it is now Charlton who leads the Lucky Strike charge. He's joined on the front row by regular pole sitter this season, Ignacio Ginti, who goes from second, and as per usual, he is ahead of Jean-Pierre Jussot, his teammate. Project 4 have qualified higher than usual, having won the last 4 races. It could be a fifth in a row for them if they manage to move forward as they have done in the last few races. Chico Serra ahead of Stefan Beloff, with Desiree Wilson in 6th, making it 3 teams locking out the top 6th. An all Maurer Motorsport 4th row means that it is 4 teams locking out the top 8. Sura ahead of Elg, which is a rarity this season. Nigel Mansell with a better qualifying than usual for March. He goes from 9th and is joined on the 5th row by Martin Ravenstuck. Another impressive qualifying by the Croatian, who's starting to come into his own. Satoru Nakajima, rather surprisingly, is ahead of the Ferrofate and Jeff Lees. Lees on the podium last time out in Silverstone. Nakajima failed to score, so the Japanese driver is trying to assert his place in the team. Ferrofate have been up the front pretty regularly this season, so it's a bit bizarre to see them so far down today. They might have some car issues, but we're not sure at the moment. Guerrero, though, ahead of Chicotto. On the back row, it is Johnny Adam, who has not scored since his podium in Bahrain. And he is joined on the back row, rather surprisingly, by Bruno Giacomelli. The Italian's been pretty good this season, but not quite had the results to show for it that he deserved. And from last day, he might have his work cut out.
Yes, he might. It's been a up and down season for him. Of course, there's only 3. Well, he scored 4 times, but 2 of those have been second places back to back in Monaco and Valencia. Other places usually outside the points, but he's still quite high up in the championship. But obviously
6th in the championship. Yeah.
Well, that's mostly because of the up and down nature of the season so far. That 2 podiums could basically just jump you up that far, but not too long until the start of this race, which is round 9 of the season of 13 races. Obviously, we've had issues with previous ones, which is why we have so little rounds overall. But the 5 lights now ahead of us for the Hockenheim round for this star season. Dave Charlton from pole position underway as we head down to the fast turn 1. Elg passing Shura, Serra up into 3rd place. That's a great start from him. Beloff down to 6th, and now just so gets Serra back again, so the top 3 remains the same again, but it's changing continually.
I reckon before lap 10 we'll have no DRS. I think it's going to be, the first few laps are going to be pretty crucial. I also think that as the race goes on, we're going to probably see the Marches and Aston Martins come on a bit stronger, but at the moment it is nothing changed in the top 4. Beloff really the big loser in the top 10, and the big gainer is Ravenstuck in the Aston Martin.
Indeed, just on him at the moment. He's up into 8th place, past both Shura, Nakajima, Supernova's behind him. Ferrofade's not making any progress really. In fact, I think Guerrero's gone down to 15th from behind Adam. But Charlton continues with his lead, but a very slender one. I think Junti, Jussot, Serra are all going to pass him, maybe even Wilson. Here goes Elgon boost past Wilson. Up to 5th as Jussot again is continually having to fend off from Chico Serra, but is now up behind his teammate in a 1-2 for Techno, which we've seen all season. And Charlton actually is almost down to 7th place, but I think his some boost along with his teammate has got him back to 4th. And Wilson back to 5th.
Serra got balked behind Charlton, otherwise he'd have been in 2nd position. But he didn't get the run that he wanted to.
Great pass from Elg there on the outside to go into 5th place past Wilson.
Elg could deliver on his promise. I would have thought Sura would be the leading Maurer driver today. He was on the grid, but he hasn't made it work off the start. Now he's at the mercy of the Croat Ravenstuck. Jeff Lees into the top 10 on the podium last time out, so clearly a pretty talented driver given his relative inexperience.
Yep, I'm waiting for him to unlock his full potential, but let's say he did get that podium mostly because of strategy last time, although he would have been he would have benefited from other cars having done the same thing. I imagine he might have ended up winning more likely or been second, but nonetheless, he was happy with his result.
Giunti was leading, absolutely freight train, loses 6 places
Yeah,
down to 7.
yeah, he went down to where Charlton was briefly, but Charlton, I think, got on the boost to get back into 5th place, and his teammate Wilson followed to stay 5th, and he hasn't taken that opportunity and has now fallen back, and it seems like Serra is struggling a bit more relative to how Jussot was behind his teammate, although it closes up in this part of the track, so it's really not of any benefit to try and pull away. Although maybe it is, considering how far you fall back, but he's going to be suffering the same fate as his teammate.
I'm thinking actually it might be more like half distance by the time we lose DRS, but let's see. Jussot leads. He is starting to pull away, but not enough, and I think it's going to be Serra who goes to the lead now. It's Charlton, I think, back into the lead for the South African.
Yeah, just passed Serra. It wasn't boost or anything, he just passed him as Jussot nearly falls behind his teammate, just about gets ahead again.
Pretty bad.
Serra into the lead, though. Yep.
Yeah, so Project 4 and Scribante, the 4 modal chassis cars, 1, 2, 3, 4, Maurer, 5th and 6th, and Sura starting to deliver on that promise that I expected of him.
Is Mansell going to start making a impact on this race? Up behind Ravenstuck, who was the early starter, up into 8th place, now down back into 10th, although he was already outside the points before the start on the grid.
Yeah, Lees is probably the big gainer now. Guerrero, too, making positions. I think Guerrero will continue to go forward as Lees makes another place.
Yeah. Wonder how far back Serra's going to be this time. Maybe a little bit less than previous cars.
It looked to me as though Charlton's ahead, but he wasn't. So Serra's going to lose out. It's going to be 1-2 for Scribante. When it rains, we do often see Desiree Wilson doing very well.
There goes Lee's past Jussot again, and well, actually Jussot's gone down 2 places now behind Elg as well.
Elg got bulked up. Elg was looking at getting past Serra, but he got bulked up and it didn't quite work for him. Yeah. So 1-2 for Scribante, 3-4 for Project 4, the same top 4.
Ravenstuck down to 9th now, Jussot down to 10th. Difficult time for him at the moment.
Guerrero continuing to make progress.
So yeah, well, Charlton from Wilson, it's all a bit chaotic really. Serra not lost out a lot there, mostly because he used his boost just when he lost a load of positions. And is now 5th, but battling for 4th with Mark Schurer, who's now the leading Maurer. Unbelievable.
Is this round 9 or is it round 8?
It is round 9 of the season, I'm pretty sure. Nope, it might actually be round 8.
Yeah, because I was thinking we've had 3 drivers with
I
think
I mistakenly changed.
8.
I think I mistakenly counted wrong at some point and then changed the title.
Anyway, Wilson leads. Sura up to.
I said I'm gonna blame Jack Basford for that. I'm afraid. But anyway.
Well, the big gainer, Jeff Lee's up to 5th. The guy's doing fantastic. Guerrero to top 10 as well. Yeah, Sura is the man who. Sura's the man I had my money on.
Guerrero as well is now 9th.
From that, it would mean that from 8 rounds of the season, we'd have 4 drivers with 2 wins apiece if Sura is the one who wins today. And Wilson into the pits.
Yeah.
Very early.
Not good news for Sura, actually, because he was just
bad news for Sura.
And now everyone's much closer than they had been previous laps, I think. So he might lose more positions.
We should bring Guerrero.
Junti back into a relative place of comfort in 5th place. And he's going to probably be 4th now. Serra goes into the lead again. Charlton follows. Schurer is going to be down.
Blocking Lees. Look at Lees losing lots of places being blocked there.
Okay, yeah, it didn't actually go that bad for Schurer. And now he's on the boost again. The Maurers are using their boost.
Teammate.
Very interestingly.
Obviously, I think everyone knows we're at 0.8 water now on the track. And when we get the bar up past 1, it's going to be no DRS. So you want to be leading when that place is hit. I think Charlton's going to be in this lap, given Wilson's been in.
Yeah.
And not lost that much time. Wilson's looking like she's in quite a good position.
Yeah. Bad news for Jussot.
So Charlton is in. Charlton is in, but Sura may be over a second behind Chico Serra. He's going to have to put in a very good first sector.
He might be by the end of the here, yeah. It's because of the pressure behind as well. I think he might be alright.
He is just close enough.
Yeah,
so in the lead, for a lap in the lead, Sura, who is one of the better drivers, he gets balked though. He's balked behind Serra, and he's not going to get into the lead. be Junti who goes through,
Yeah.
and Beloff ahead of both of them. And
Indeed.
Sura still in 5th. It's not. And here comes Guerrero, the other wet
And here
road
come the
specialist.
marchers as well. Giacomelli now ahead of Mansell again, and 7th, and going for Elg on the outside of the corner where Elg has passed before as well. Into the stadium section.
Wilson gained several seconds on the undercut. Sura and Guerrero, my belief is, if they can get out front, they will clear off. They need to get out front before the DRS is disabled.
Let's hope they don't then. Anyway, Beloff.
I do recall the wet Hockenheim race back in season 3 of Star, where Sabalj led for ages, and then it was very late. That
Yeah. Look at Wilson though, on the back of the field already.
yeah, and so's Charlton. They are back here already, and Giacomelli's up into 6th. I think this is starting to come good for March.
I think it's coming good for fucking Lucky Strike at the moment, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, but they're going to suffer massively later on.
Yeah. It's a short pit lane. Quite a short track. So, yeah. Giacomelli then. So, Sarah, Beloff, it's all a bit chaotic at the moment because it's all changing. Guerrero now down to 6th again. Sure into 2nd.
From 3rd on the grid, just so an appalling job, I must say.
Well, he hasn't used his boost for a while. Now he's using it. He's just getting balked, so it's not helping him. Because he's in the pack.
This is where it's not yet 0.9, but are we expecting Sierra to go to the lead this lap? He might do it before the DRS, which would be a pretty big mistake for his race, and he does do it. So Sierra is too quick for his own good.
Yeah.
And he's going to lose out again.
Indeed.
He might only lose... Yeah, he's going to be down to 6th, I think.
Might I protest that wet racing is even worse than the dry racing?
Giacomelli getting balked behind Sierra there as Jeff Lees now makes up back into 5th. And here's Wilson again. So... Scavante with the early pit stop is working an absolute treat.
At the moment, yeah.
Guerrero then up to 3rd. And Guerrero could be the man.
I mean, by the time Wilson's going to pit again, she's going to be in the lead. Probably comfortably.
Yeah, Jeff Lees with a phenomenal run.
So everyone else needs to pit soon, otherwise they're in trouble. And they're not.
Sarah and Sierra in.
Some of them are, but not a lot of them. Wilson's probably going to be in the lead by the end of this, either this lap or the next.
Giunti passes Beloff. That's good news for Beloff, unless Giunti manages to gap him by a second. I think the Italian has gone and got him by a second. He has. So Giunti deciding to run away quite substantially. So Wilson up into 2nd place, and it should be the lead soon.
No, I did say that. Did say she would lead by the end of this lap.
0.9. We are getting close to the point where we are going to have no DRS. And I think
next 2 or 3 laps, I would have thought maybe 5.
Yeah, I think Johnny Adams is going to undercut everybody and be in 5th place behind the Srabantes, Sarah, and Sierra.
Yeah.
Although Giunti may have done enough on the boost to get closer, but let's see.
Yeah.
Giunti pits then, as does Guerrero, Beloff.
And Lee's left out on his own with Charlton and in a precarious sort of position, although he's just going to be passed by Nakajima, and that will be all. Yeah, Giusso's done a horrendous job from there. To be with Mansell and Chicotto and barely with Chicotto.
And Sarah's here having pitted.
Yeah. And boosting.
Yeah, to get Chicotto, but he's balked behind Chicotto. He has to brake and the DRS goes off. It's flashing off and on because he can't go through him as he used to be able to. You have to go around him. Giunti passed by Adam and Beloff.
Don't know why, but the track looks even drier, basically, on some of these camera angles than it did at the start of the race, even though it's continuing to rain.
This is going to be a deeply interesting race, because Guerrero is well behind Giunti. This is a very interesting race, and we're going to see.
Yeah.
And
Adams
I think that
Lees
and Nakajima are going to they're going to be last. They're not going to score any points, I think.
Yeah.
Wilson, Mansell in. Wilson leading quite comfortably now from Charlton and Sarah, and Lees I think trying to catch up to Sarah. I just don't think he's got the pace or grip to do so. He's
by the time the Lucky Strikes pit again, they're probably going to be back in this group again within about 2 or 3 laps. as in the group to Sarah.
So, Giuseppe
as long as they
Manson and
pit
Chicotto you lose so much time by running long. Giuseppe Manson and Chicotto are about 10 seconds off the back of the rest of the field. This is a huge amount of field spread. It's a very odd race, which is very interesting, but it means we're going to probably get a very odd result. But at the moment, I would back Chico Serra to win this.
Yeah. It's almost as if it's based on a dry race in terms of strategy.
Yes, everyone set their strategy. The rain was very unexpected. It happened right before the start.
Yes.
I mean, 20 minutes before the start, it was dry. Started raining about a minute
Adam's
or so
sixth now, and up behind Ginty. I did say he's with Ginty, but obviously they're not at the front of the race, which is Sarah, basically. Shura. About 3 and nearly 3.5 seconds behind Chico. The championship elect at the moment, and continuing to be so.
Yes, so I don't think Lees or Nakajima are going to score, because they are set for drop. Which is a shame, because Lees drove very well, but there we are.
Well,
Guerrero now passes Adam. Charlton now passes Wilson.
Might feel sorry for them, but I would feel sorry from everyone 13th downwards. Mansell included, who was with his teammate earlier on, although Giacomelli's not in a much better place. He's more than a second behind EJL, which is the back of the tail of the group, chasing Sarah. But not with much success. Because
Charlton's out.
Well, they are getting closer to him, to be fair. They're now 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, but the tyre cliff has been hit by... I think it's even Sarah's hit the tyre cliff, but it's certainly been hit by Scribante.
Yeah.
So they
should pit... Well, obviously it's based on the dry race, but if it was, then yeah. They pit now, they would be in a good position.
Sura once again getting balked and stuck when he's trying to use DRS.
If they pit now, I would argue they'd be in a good position, because they'll be on the back of Ravenstone and a bit more, but then they would get back close, wouldn't they? So
yeah, I'm now thinking Guerrero's the favourite to win this, and yeah, so Nakajima is 24 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, don't really know what's going on there.
Lees, who is on the same age tyres in the same car, is 10 seconds a lap quicker than Nakajima.
Yeah, they're just not gonna pit for their ages. You can tell by how you're looking at the car. It's just got no grip.
Yeah, they were on a one stop for the dry, which they could have made, and it could have won it for them like Silverstone. But
yeah, this is why we need more options for strategies when it's wet. But
now it's looking like a Guerrero race.
Yeah, Charlton passed within a blink of an eye. Now down to third. Wilson and Charlton are probably going to be behind this group by the end of the lap, I would have thought, unless obviously one of them pits, which would be by default. But anyway.
The Supernovas are going to... How is Nakajima doing so much worse than Lees with the same car and the same age tyres? He is genuinely 10 plus seconds a lap slower. I think he's about to pit as Guerrero goes to the lead. Beloff passes Adam, but I don't think that's a good move from Beloff because he's not close enough to... Unless he catches Sarah.
We're on 1 mil at the moment.
I think it's going to be 1.1 though.
Yep, that's what I'm saying though. We're close to that point.
Yeah, but it's bad news for Beloff because he's going to lose out now and he's not going to have enough time to regain those positions.
And a puncture for Nakajima finally. Although it looked like he already had one, to be quite honest with you, so he will definitely obviously pit now. Because he's taken that tyre too far.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're meant to pit on lap 6. Oh, there's there a lap?
I think when you have a puncture, you're automatically pit.
No, I think Nakajima's meant to pit lap 16 and Lee's meant to pit lap 17.
Oh, okay. Well, Nakajima's on the previous lap.
Yeah, he's a lap down, and so is Lee's now.
Yeah, so he will be forced to pit in any case.
No.
Sarah's got on the boost to get it far away from Guerrero, just at the point when we're almost at the cut-off.
Might have been a very good tactical move, and that's probably the fastest. Lee's then pits.
Yeah, but he's nowhere.
And
he's
so,
on a minute behind.
Sura's making a big mistake there.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Adam goes
he's gonna keep using his boost though, so he's not gonna lose anything. He actually gets ahead of Guerrero.
As L passes Beloff for some reason.
So it wouldn't be a bad move if, say, we can get to 1.1 now and it cuts off. Then the only tool Guerrero would have to get past would just be being quicker or using his boost. But it'll be
Yeah.
bad news in general, though, because, of course, now Sarah has run away.
I have to say, yeah, it's, Sierra's the same age tires as Sarah, so it's basically going to be a battle of talent.
Yeah.
And I have to say, this is an interesting race because of the weather and because of the tyres.
There's a possibility 12th, 13th, and 14th might actually get a point out of this race, despite being absolutely terrible today. Because of the Lucky Strike strategy. Although they're a bit
Yeah, well, they lost
eye-charming.
out because they ran too long. Because they ran a lap longer. They ran to lap 12. It was the longest first stint that anyone did.
Yeah.
And
But
it is now no DRS.
they also
even though
those cars were also just really slow, to be fair, even before that.
There is now no DRS.
Yeah. It's gone. So
So
Sarah,
bad news for the likes of Beloff, who was hoping to make positions up.
to be fair to Guerrero, he can get on his boost eventually and come up to the back of Sarah, and might be naturally
So can
quicker.
Beloff. Beloff's got a lot of boost.
Well, he should be really.
Giunti.
He should be quicker anyway, because he's got the younger tyres at the moment, 2 laps younger.
Here comes Giacomelli. So Beloff and Giunti, the ones with boost. I wonder if we're going to see the fastest lap of the race from one of the Supernovas.
Yeah.
Even though they are just completely out of it due to the weather.
Yes. When will the Lucky Strikes come in then? This is a long second stint.
Giacomelli doing a spectacular job, I must say.
I'd agree.
Ah, here goes Beloff.
Yeah, he's getting balked though. Although to be fair, he already turned it off, didn't he? Because he got balked up behind.
I think he turned it off
Giunti.
because he had to brake, but
Yeah. I think he just got stuck up behind Giunti as well. Just about got past him, but was prevented.
yeah, Wilson's now 10 seconds off the pace.
And Guerrero's already on the back of Chico Serra, who seems to be really struggling with a lot of grip actually now.
Yes, Sierra's in the same position.
Yeah. Elg. Oh god, he's even been passed by. That's either Jeff Lees or Nakajima. I think it's Nakajima. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this in in AIC yesterday. In the wet. With back markers being quicker than the lead cars, but yeah, it just happens.
So
anyway.
Guerrero takes the lead unchallenged because of the lack of DRS. So Guerrero could be on.
Sarah could be down to probably 6th by the end of the lap if he's slow enough.
Yeah, well, Sarah and Sierra will be in this lap.
Yeah.
Along with Johnny Adam.
Yeah. Okay, so Lucky Strike's now finally pit. Annoyingly, Charlton's in the wrong place on the track. But yeah. This is all rather odd.
It's a 12-car fight for points.
I was just...
like
I was about to say, how the hell was just so far ahead of Chicotto now, but... I mean, he just boosted at a certain point. Anyway. So the Aston Martins are now struggling, of course. So now all those cars are coming back. But it's not going to be enough for them. Let's say Guerrero is the
Sarah's
same...
done quite well,
Guerrero's on the same stint, is on the same strategy as
Sarah's done well here, I think.
Yeah, he's held on. But it will happen again.
This is the ideal time for Beloff to use his enormous amount of boost, but he's not going to do it.
No, because he already used it a couple laps before, and he won't. He needs to get past.
And he wasn't able to use the full amount because he got stuck behind other cars.
Yeah, there's no good using it right now. He needs to use it while he's got a chance at overtaking. Probably around here, I would say. But he's not
Sarah's
going to do
in
it.
traffic behind Ravenstedt.
But he's passed the car
quickly.
quickly.
A bit of traffic with Mansell.
Yeah, he's
he gets
passed
him quickly.
Yeah, he's passed Ravenstedt pretty quickly, much faster. Already on the back of Jean-Pierre, so he's literally here already. And one of these cars is going to go even longer, of course. And that is Guerrero.
Guerrero. Yeah, so...
But he had the bigger lead.
Is this a good move or a bad move from Guerrero?
Yeah, but of course he had the bigger lead, so...
I'm not sure why Guerrero's gone that long. I think that's false. I think that's a glitch. I think he's extended his stint and he's going longer than he should have done.
Is he, though? Because Chicotto's doing the same thing as well.
Yeah, Chicotto pitted after Guerrero. Well, whatever the case, I don't think it's right.
I think Ferrofade might have just been different. Just for the sake of it. But, yeah. This
could cost him a shot at the win.
Yeah, this is a part of the race that's just very odd. I think very odd indeed. But
Off now has clean air and he's got to use his boost.
But he's not. The only good thing for him is the only good thing for him now is he's at that part. He's in clean. Well, he's going to be almost in clean air once he gets past these cars, and there's no DRS to threaten his position, and he's just streaking clear of slow cars, which is Giotto mainly, who's getting absolutely destroyed by a load of cars at the moment.
I have to also give credit to the early leader, the poleser, to Dave Charlton, who was actually battling Ravenstuk in passes for position, because Wilson is half a minute behind Charlton on the same strategy.
Yeah, pit on the same lap as well, apparently.
Yeah, and Charlton is actually in the points again. I know he won't stay there, but he's actually in the points.
Yeah, well, they've been handed a bad car there, really, by pitting so early.
But it would have worked in the drive, but there, it's going to be even worse. Supernova going to be like 3 million laps down.
Yeah.
Beloff needs to use his boost. Beloff can win this race.
Yeah, potentially. Although he's not getting held up by anyone, so really, it's not. He doesn't need to use it immediately. Just needs to use it at a certain point.
Yeah, I think Fairfade have run a lap longer than they should have, and I don't know whether that's.
What he's gonna have to watch out for is, although Guerrero's used a lot of his boost, he might come back. Although the problem now he's got a load of cars in front of him that he needs to pass who are on similar stints. So that's his issue. But he's got tyres that are
Beloff using his boost last.
Yeah.
Probably not in the most helpful place because he's doing it down a straight.
Yeah, and he's going to get held up briefly by, although he might just get past Adam, and does. No, that's an okay place to use it, really.
And he's going to catch Sura.
Yeah, that's the only problem for him, though. Sura is now going to be in the way unless he can... Yeah, he does it at the right time.
Him.
Yeah, it does it at the right time, just
so
about.
It's looking good for Beloff at the moment, unless everyone runs out of fuel.
Yeah.
Giacomelli could probably be
I'm not too sure yet on Beloff, though, because, of course, Sarah's got a load of boost to now use as well. And they're only separated by a lap in terms of stint. So...
Oh, yeah, but going an extra lap when you hit the cliff is... they were losing 10 seconds more.
Okay, yeah, but then... but then it's going to be... Yeah, but then it's going to be the same effect once Beloff has to stay out as well.
True. Look at how... Yeah, but it's to the end. But look at how much Guerrero lost in terms of pace, in terms of places from the lead.
Well, yeah, but he's gone 2, hasn't he? He's gone 2. 2 relative to Sarah, I meant.
He put on lap 22, I think, in reality.
Yeah, but he has lost a lot of time to Beloff, that is true. Although a lot of it now, I think, is mostly being because of the boost, hasn't it? So that's made up for most of that gap. But yeah, he did lose time.
Great stuff from both Project Force and Sierra and Adam and Giacomelli. Giunti completely outclassing his teammate. Elg's did a good job, so is Guerrero. I think Ravenstuk's been pretty good. I certainly think further down the field, people have been unfortunate on strategy. Charlton, Mansell, Chicotto, Wilson. All the guys out the points have been unfortunate on strategy. I'm not convinced Ravenstuk. We'll see if Ravenstuk can hold on to the final point. He's actually battling just so.
Yeah, he's got more boost than him.
As Giunti's now using his boost in a bid to get 3rd place.
Yep. Should get past Adam. But probably not Shura.
No, but he might later on with the offset on tyres.
Yeah, and now Beloff is less than... Well, he's about nearly half... He's basically half a second behind his teammate now. The question is, can he pass him on the track? Probably going to be difficult, I would suspect, until a bit later on. But maybe not. Maybe it will be that instantaneous for him as... Now they're coming back to Nakajima, having made their stops. So they're going to be lapping him again, probably.
Beloff about to take the lead.
Of course, he's going. Of course, those 2 Supernovas are going to the end of the race, which is yes.
It would have worked in the dry on a one.
Well, yeah, they might, to be fair, puncture their tyres again, mightn't they? So they might
pit
on
worked
the last
with
lap
their wear in the dry.
Well, here's Beloff on the outside of the corner. On the hairpin. Yeah.
Guerrero and Elg are fighting further back. Beloff takes the lead. Will he be back-to-back wins for him? It's looking almost certain it's going to be 5 in a row for Project 4.
Yes, that's for sure. Unless someone like Giunti has something to say about it.
I think Giunti can get Sierra.
Yeah.
But
Not a bad race again from Adam, really.
No, Giacomelli is threatening. I think Giacomelli will have the Englishman, and Guerrero might have both of them. I don't really see the top 8 change. I think Giuseau's too far back, but I think Giuseau does have
the measure
legs
of...
on the guys behind. Yeah, all the guys
somehow.
behind.
Yeah, because Chicotto was the one who looked a bit better relative to him, but then he boosted away
He
from
ran
Chicotto.
but he went 2 laps longer.
I know,
so
and
he's
then
losing
yeah,
out
well, yeah,
20
but
seconds.
mainly that gap started because Chicotto let Giusso just get away from him, and then Giusso wasn't stuck in traffic and having to pass
Well,
cars.
Giunti looking pretty good now against Sierra, but
And there's
Sierra's going
Sciurra.
to use his boost.
Is he going to get into second? He might do. He does.
He does. He passes. Sarah's got the boost though. He did deploy a bit early
He's
this
gonna
lap. He
like-
got balked by the Supernova.
Yeah. Question is, can Beloff... Because earlier in the stint, it seemed like he couldn't get away from Sciurra for a bit, but can he do it
This is
now?
all seemed to play into Guerrero's hands because Guerrero is the quickest guy in the top 8.
Yeah, I said he wasn't out of it. I said he wasn't out of it, but of course he's going to lose.
Nakijima's, I
He's
think,
going to lose
in
that time.
fourth
Yeah,
with,
yeah. Well,
with
yeah, yeah,
with puncture.
yeah, indeed. But
I wonder if Supernova could salvage a point here with being on very fresh tyres at the end and using all of their boost.
yeah, Sarah's in a good position, arguably,
And by
If
a
he
point,
can-
I mean fastest lap point.
because of course he's going to use his boost at some point, and it might cover off the fact that his tyres are obviously going off. But it's a question of how much difference.
Yeah,
it's
he's
gonna
losing
make.
about a second a lap, so he's
Yeah.
going to have to get 3. You can definitely get 3 seconds ahead though.
Yeah,
But this top 8 is really converging like an accordion. I think Adam's going to end up 8th. Guerrero is the quickest guy. He's got the youngest tyres. But he's got to finish
Ramsden's
4
going to get a
seconds
point
in
though.
3
So there's going to be a
laps.
double point score for Aston Martin, which I don't know if they've had before.
Yeah, they had earlier this season.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
In Bahrain. Chicotto's put in an extraordinary first
Into
set
third
to
place
beat
then
Kentucky
goes
after
Giunti.
that.
Seems again
Yeah,
that
but Sarah's got
Elg's day has
ability.
just gone away from him, really.
Yeah, but 8th is not too bad for him.
No, but I think he would be hoping for more, really. So what can Sarah get out of this race? Because he's still less
He's
than...
got the boost. He can use the boost.
Yeah, but what I mean is that obviously once he's... Yeah, well, it's a question of how far it gets him and when he uses it.
He could be as low as 7th, but I think 6th is probably the lowest he'll finish.
Yeah,
But he could still be in second place if he uses that boost.
yeah. Well, I would have
don't
used...
want to be
Yeah,
premature, but I would back Beloff from now. I don't think Guerrero's got enough to beat the German. In his home race, of course. We
Well,
are in Hockenheim.
Still over 2 laps to go. Now it's 2
Yeah,
laps.
well, maybe everyone will run out of fuel,
Yeah.
and the Supernova will win.
I don't count him out yet for Guerrero because he's only 2.3 seconds behind. I don't think
Yeah.
he's out of it. I think he's in a... Once we're getting towards that cliff. The thing is, he's got 2 laps extra on it. No, I think he can win this quite easily. Look at...
Yeah, Sierra pitted too early.
Yeah. I think Guerrero's got too much of an advantage.
No, he's only got 1 lap extra. It's not 2. It's because it's the way it's logging. It's wrong.
But in any case, it is still
it's
quite
1
a
lap
sizable
extra.
advantage. I think he's going to win this race quite easily.
He's got to make it on the final lap. Beloff's got some boost, but is it enough?
He's not going to use
But yeah,
it.
it looks like. When is Sarah going to bother to use that enormous reserve of boost that he's got? I don't know.
If he is, it's still not going to get him anywhere close enough. Well, he might get him. He's just going to fall
I
behind
think we'll get him
again.
back into the top 3. But
Yeah, but he would fall behind it within about a corner, I would have thought. Yeah, I think Guerrero can get this at the end here. If he's good enough today.
Here's Giusso, by the way, on the back of Giusso might get 8th.
Yeah, not
He
really
does.
deserved.
So the
Quite
final
honestly.
lap, Beloff leads Guerrero, but we're expecting Guerrero. He's closed it under a second now in the first sector. He took out 0.3 of a second, but it looks like it's going to be enough. He's all over him here in the middle sector. Is anyone going to use their boost? Sarah needs to be using his boost. But
Well, he's
Sarah's
running
not
out of
going-
time now, and he's running out of places where he can pass the project for.
Oh yeah, but if he's got that much extra grip, then I don't think it really matters. Sarah down to 7th, so just so up to 6th. Extraordinary. He might
Look
do
at
it
him, look at
Guerrero on the
yeah.
run to the line. He's got the Supernova that's starting to
That's
cause
not
some
helped
problems
him.
there. The
But-
Supernova's blocking him, and is he going to do it on the run to the line? I think he might do it.
No,
No,
he doesn't.
And
That was
gets
really.
Sierra on the run to the line.
I was really unimpressed by that. I thought he was going to take out time there, but he didn't. So Beloff does win from Guerrero just about. Giunti 3rd, 4th, Sciurra 5th,
Sierra
Giacomelli.
will be annoyed there.
Just so somehow 6th in the end. That was
Serra didn't use
Boring.
his boosters. I think he could have been third.
7th Elg. 8th Sarah. 9th Aston Martin's Adam. And 10th Ravenstock. 11th Mansell. Another disappointing race. 12th Chicotto. 13th Charlton. Waiting for, obviously, Wilson and then the 2 Supernovas to cross the line.
Yeah, it's going to be
somehow they're still taking a very long time, despite having the young. Well, not in Lee's case, but in Nakajima's case, he's got the younger tyres. Almost nearly beat his teammate just by pitting late on, but there we go. He's going to cross the line.
making a second stop.
Yeah. So Guerrero holding on just about. I think what helped there was also obviously Nakajima. Nakajima being in the way. Otherwise, I think Guerrero might have just about got it. But yeah, very interesting race.
So, with another win for Stefan Belov, 2 on the bounce and 5 in a row for Project 4, the championship standings are as follows. Stefan Belov takes over the lead in the championship. Chico Serra's slip in the final few laps and failure to lose his boost means that he is now 6 points behind Belov. It's 110 points for Belov and 104 for Serra. Then it's the 2 Technos, 103 for Giuseppe and 68 for Ginty. Then the fairer fade of Guerrero on 64. Giacomelli on 53 after another good race. Sura, I think, will be very annoyed to have missed out on that podium at the last corner. He's on 49 points, just ahead of his teammate Edge Elk, who has moved up into 8th. 9th is Satoru Nakajima in a 3-way tie with Mance and Chicotto. They're all on 37 points. Dave Charlton, no points, he's still on 30. Ravenstock and Adam improved their tallies. Ravenstock on 23, Adam on 18. 16 points for Jeff Lees, none for him today. 14 points for Desiree Wilson, none for her today. And of course, last, Raul Boisel, who was racing earlier in the season but is not anymore. He has 11 points. In the team's championship, Project 4 extend their lead, 214 points over Techno's 171. Farafade hold third with 101. Then it's 91 for Maurer, with March on 90. Maurer jumping ahead there of the English outfit. No points today for Supernova, they're still on 64. Same with Scribante on 44. 3 points for Aston Martin, and they are on 41, but still last, but it is still their best season by a long way.
Indeed. So we will be round back, obviously, for what is actually round 9 of the season, which is at Austria. A back-to-back of German races, German-speaking countries races, but then obviously Monza, Sepang, Marina Bay and Spa, which finishes off our season, but until then, it is goodbye.